The Arizona Cardinals will not be playing their starters Saturday night in Denver against the Broncos, preseason week 2. Good. Let's discuss.
You are Locked On Cardinals, your daily Arizona Cardinals podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
I'm Alex Clancy. I'm the host of this dang show. Follow me on Twitter, Clancy's Corner. Follow the podcast, Locked On AC Cards. Thank you for making Locked On Cardinals your first listen, free wherever you get your podcast and on YouTube, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. Fun Friday show today. Are we going to see the starters again in the preseason? Discuss that in the final segment. Jordan Birch and Cody Simon under a microscope Saturday night. I'll go more in depth. And with the Cardinals starters not playing on Saturday night, I've shifted from yesterday to today. Thought about it a lot. After the joint practice, it's like, you know what? Good. And I'll explain exactly why. Today's episode of Locked On Cardinals is brought to you by Monarch Money. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONNFL at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. Check out the Cardinal Squad show we did last night and go to the Locked On Arizona Cardinals YouTube channel. Also, wherever you get your podcast in an hour long. It was fun to get Jamil and Ben and myself together. We talked about the joint practice. Where, it was kind of a mixed review depending on position group, performance-wise, production-wise. And again, it's practice, but I guess it's, pretty obvious as to why the Cardinals aren't playing their starter Saturday, because they had that pseudo-intense joint practice yesterday. Depth will be on display Saturday night. And I kind of wanted to take this segment to put things in a perspective, as I like to do from time to time. For so long, you, me, everybody involved experienced the Arizona Cardinals team going into a season, looking at certain position groups saying, who's good enough to start? Who can you trust that maybe has some upside? Who could surprise some people? Can this fifth-round rookie start day one and produce? Where are the playmakers outside of Patrick Peterson and Budda Baker and Calais Campbell and Chandler Jones? Where are the playmakers? This defense is very top-heavy. That's what our lives have been for a long time. Even 2023, part of last year, even though it got a lot closer, it was still, there are some weak spots here. The questions are, can this guy pop? If so, good. If not, that is going to be a glaring hole, specifically on the defense. So shift to this year with the huge offseason, with the acquisitions and the draft and everything like that, and the emergence, the leveling up of guys who are in year 2, year 3, whatever it may be from recent drafts. Now it's fun to watch under a microscope the 2s and 3s play, because you never know who's going to take somebody's spot. It's no longer, is there a person on this roster who could play this role well? It's, can this dude beat that dude out for a role? Can this dude have a great preseason, a great camp, and supplant player B in the starting lineup week 1? Now, the last question is a little bit lighter. I mean, the starting lineup is pretty much set, but there are a couple spots, like who's going to play alongside Mac Wilson? Who's going to play in the demon lineup set with the 3 safeties alongside Garrett Williams? It's going to be Max Melton. It's going to be Will Johnson. Who's going to be the first rotational piece of the defensive line off the bench? Dante Stills, LJ Collier, Bilal Nichols, if he's healthy week 1, Justin Jones. Who's it going to be? We don't know, and that's a good thing because there's so many dudes vying for a couple spots. So with the depth on display on Saturday night, it's a perfect mix of very green rookies, Denzel Burke, Keaton Crawford, Cody Simon, Jordan Birch. Second-year dudes, like Max Melton. I would assume Max Melton's going to play. And then obviously Will Johnson throwing in with the rookies. We'll see if LJ Collier and Dante Stills play. I'm assuming they will. And then on offense, Trey Benson, I'm sure, is going to get some run. I'm sure he's going to get the James Conner treatment. He may play a quarter. I don't think Trey Benson needs to play a lot. You see Amari DiMercato during the middle of the game, and then same as last week, you'll see Michael Carter and Zonovan Knight in the second half. Wide receivers, it's pretty much set. The offensive line, I mean, listen, we know what it's going to be. We'll see if Hayden Conner can take a step. You hope he can. I mean, any player you draft so you don't have to bring in offensive line depth would be great. Didn't play very well against the twos light against Kansas City where he took over Yalta for Holt when Yalta was done for the night. But, you pretty much know what's going on here on offense. They ran it back. But defense, we're going to get to see guys wearing the same jerseys fighting and clawing against each other, proverbially, for snap percentage in week 1. This week and next week. Which is fascinating because this is what it looks like when the floor raises. This is what it looks like when there's a safety net underneath. This is what true depth looks like. And this is what the byproduct, the massive byproduct of building through the draft looks like. If you can hit on 70% of your picks in some form or fashion. So when you've got Budda Baker, Jalen Thompson, Mac Wilson, Dalvin Tomlinson, Josh Sweat, Baron Browning, Calais Campbell, dudes, Darius Robinson, all in sweatpants, you've got this second team of guys that's the future. And the massive meteoric shift here is they can ball. They can ball. For me, and I'll talk about this more in the next segment, guys I want to see play the entire game. I want to see a guy play a large chunk of football. But Keaton Crawford, I want to see. I want to see Will Johnson. I want to see Max Melton. At least the latter two for a couple series, maybe the first quarter. I want to see it. I want to see Will Johnson fight for that role and Max Melton say, not yet. I want to see it. And obviously, it's going to change with what base they're in. But in their base setup, where Garrett Williams is in the slot, they're both going to be on the field. But if only one of them can be in a specific set, I want them to fight for it. And I want Max Melton to win that battle. Truly. Between the two of them, I want Max Melton to win. You know why? That means this cornerback room is going to be set for, I was going to say a decade. In the NFL, it's very fleeting now. For the next 5 seasons. And they're young, and they're hungry, and they're violent, and they hit really hard. Imagine Garrett Williams, Max Melton, and Will Johnson all working. And the Cardinals having all of the money and all of the picks moving forward. You want to bring in an elite corner also? You want to draft the next great one? Dude, having a strong secondary is the roadmap to elite defense in this day and age because of how pass happy it is. I know the pass rush is important. Everything's important. But if you can have a lockdown cornerback room, oh boy, oh Berto, the Cardinals will be in good shape. So that's what I want to see. The depth on display. This is the good stuff. This is the playing with house money. This is what 3 solid drafts back to back to back look like. So this is why I've completely shifted my thought on the Cardinals starters playing. It's okay, you know who the starter is going to be on offense. They didn't change anything. You kind of know who the starter is going to be on defense, save a couple positions. I want to see who's coming off the bench first. Week 1. I want to see if Jordan Birch can just push his way to hey, I'm ready now. Sorry, Baron. I'm ready now. I want to see Will Johnson and Max Melton draw blood against each other, proverbially speaking. I want to see Keaton Crawford be hey, I'm ready to ball. And we'll get to see it against Denver. They're not playing their ones either. But these reps, one of my old adages, you can tell an NFL player right away in the preseason. Doesn't matter if they're a rookie. Doesn't matter if they're an 8th year. You can tell what an NFL player looks like, especially when they're playing against 2s and 3s, even if they are, at this current time, a 2 or 3. Locked On Cardinals, your team every day. Jordan Birch, Cody Simon. I want to see all of it. We'll talk about it next. This episode of Locked On Cardinals is brought to you by our friends over at Monarch Money. Most people can't name all their financial accounts or even what they're worth, whether it's 401ks, properties, or investments. And when you don't have the full picture, you can end up leaving money on the table. And that's why there is Monarch Money. It's an all-in-one personal finance tool that brings your entire financial life together in one clean, easy-to-use interface on your laptop or your phone. You can do both. Monarch does the heavy lifting for you, so you can link all your accounts in minutes, see clear data visuals, get smart categorization of your spending, and finally feel in control of your money without ever touching a spreadsheet. Don't let financial opportunities slip through the cracks. Use code LOCKEDONNFL at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with code LOCKEDONNFL. Very musical today. That's weird. Please go to the YouTube channel. Search Locked On Arizona Cardinals. In the grand scheme of importance level, this is still probably, a 6.5. But it's an important 6.5, maybe a 7. You want to see what you got with the second flight of dudes coming off the bench. And I think it's exciting because we've seen the flashes already. Like Will Johnson looked good. It was very, he only had 2 targets last week. Max Melton's looked good. He had a tackle for loss. Jordan Burch looked great. He had 2 sacks, both of which were called back due to penalties, but they were completely far away from the play, not on him. These are against, 2s and 3s and 4s from other teams, but the fact that you're seeing it, and it's not like, oh, Jordan Birch is getting swallowed up. Man, he's more of a project than we think. That's a good thing. Now, going into Saturday night, I'm going to take Cody Simon first entire game. Play 3 quarters. Like, for me, if it's close, start the kid. For me, if it's close, start the kid. The only issue with that is he's technically backing up Mac Wilson on the depth chart, okay? So I don't know if Mac Wilson's going to move over. I don't know if Cody Simon would be the green dot guy and Mac Wilson would go back to his natural spot. I haven't seen enough from Akeem Davis-Gaither or Owen Papello to show like, oh, these guys should for sure start week 1. I haven't seen that from Cody Simon either, but this is a great, great time to just let the kid go. Let the young man go. Let the defensive MVP of the national championship game go and just see. This is house money. If it's tie, goes to the runner, play the kid. And I think there's power in that. This isn't something where it's like, oh, you got to force it because you need him to play. ADG will be serviceable. They'll be serviceable. The off-ball linebackers, the inside linebackers are the weak spot of this defense. I mean, Mac Wilson's played great, but whoever his running mate's going to be, why not see what you don't know yet? You know who Owen Papello is. You know who Akeem Davis-Gaither is from the tape, obviously from Cincinnati. You don't know what Cody Simon is on the field at the NFL level. You don't know. So why not see? They're playing at altitude, okay? I would leave him on an island and let's see what he's got. Can't miss. Either he's not ready, and, he plays rotationally during the first year or whatever it is, first 4, 6, 8 weeks, whatever it is, or he is ready and you struck lightning in a bottle. I want to see if there's lightning in a bottle there in some form or fashion. So let him play all of it. I want to see him force Jonathan Gannon to take him off the field because he's not ready. And it's not like an embarrassing thing. Oh, look at, no. I mean, it's like, you want to see, this is where you work everything out. This is where you work everything out. Listen, I have this feeling. And I asked Jay Stevens from Locked On Buckeyes, the Cardinals are Buckeyes West at this point. Like, I had him on right after the draft to talk about Cody Simon and Denzel Burke, but Cody Simon predominantly. And I was like, is there a world where Cody Simon is more elite than the tape shows, but he's getting swallowed up by all the intense talent around him on Ohio State and how good the offense was. And he's like, yeah, maybe. I mean, Jay, and listen, I'm paraphrasing. He said he's going to be a little bit more of a project, probably not a day one starter, which is fine. And I'm not pushing back on that at all. Jay knows way more about Cody Simon than I do. I mean, I'm starting to catch up, but he saw him very intimately watching and covering Ohio State football for a couple of years. Nick Rallis is such a wizard that he can turn Cody Simon's skill set and mold it into exactly what you want it to be. It's kind of like, in the sales world, sometimes companies will hire people with no sales experience. Maybe they'll hire them with restaurant experience or, just any sort of role that they've worked in the past with interpersonal communication, whatever that may be. And they hire them with no actual true sales experience because they don't want anybody to have any bad habits and they want to be able to mold them into exactly what they want them to be in an effort to make them the best employee possible. And I think this could be the case with Nick Rallis for Cody Simon. Now, it's a little bit different because Cody Simon's played this position. But in this defense, every position in this defense is a little bit different than a traditional run-of-the-mill Madden defense. So this could be the first step forward for Cody Simon to get molded into what Nick Rallis and Jonathan Gannon want him to be if they do want to start him alongside Mack Wilson week 1. Fascinated to see what it's going to be like. He 100% could not be ready yet. And we'll find out pretty quickly. Like, you are on an island in the middle of the field. If you're not making plays like ADG wasn't last week, it's going to be glaring. And it's not because it was a poor performance. It's just the optics of it. It's just the optics of it. Moving to Jordan Burch. Okay. Jordan Burch is quickly, and I did put a short out, 6 weeks ago or so, where I was like, if Jordan Burch ends up this year as being the star rookie of the front seven, would you be shocked? I wouldn't. And this is very small sample size. Okay. One game against backups and Gardner Minshew in Kansas City and Bailey Zappi. Okay. So I'm not getting ahead of my skis here. I want him to start. I want him to play a quarter and a half, maybe the first half. Or if he gets 2 sacks or something like that, pull him. It's like if, the Cardinals the starters were playing and they, the Broncos punted to the Cardinals at the 10-yard line. The Cardinals marched down and scored a touchdown, pull him. It's enough. I want to see Jordan Burch pop again. I want to see him be put in the situation to do so. If he does again, we're going to start having conversations. If he does again, you're going to be looking at that 3rd-round pick as a steal also. And again, we're not even close to the regular season. I know, okay? I know. You can only use the data that's given to you currently. And if he replicates what he did last week in some way, even 70% of it, if he gets a sack tomorrow night and he's getting in the backfield, like he was in the backfield a lot last week. If that happens again, irrespective of who he's going against, he was blowing by tackles. We're going to be having serious conversations. I'm not saying he's starting week 1, okay? But what I am saying is you're going to see those vets start to get their hands a little clammy. Like, the reason why I pushed back on people who said that the Cardinals don't have an elite pass rusher. You don't need one. It's nice, but you don't need one. Like, this isn't Aaron Donald or Ndamukong Suh when he was crazy, when he was insane on the field, or Chris Jones. Like, those are interior dudes who had sack numbers like they played on the outside. And Chris Jones lines up, alongside Myles Garrett, kind of same thing. But if you have a power and numbers pass rush, who are you going to stop? If you've got, I'd much rather have 5 B- pass rushers than 1 A+ pass rusher and a bunch of C- guys. Who are you going to stop if Jordan Burch really emerges as the bull rusher the Cardinals need to complement the other pass rush guys? You can do so much with a guy like that. Imagine the blitz packages you could put together with Jordan Burch and Buda Baker, or Will Johnson, or Max Melton, or Mac Wilson, where Jordan Burch paves the way, and then you got a speed demon coming behind him to sack the quarterback. Like, the possibilities are endless with an above-average pass rush across the board. It doesn't just need to be one dude. And that's why I push back on it. And if Jordan Birch can emerge and show that he can be that guy as close to week one as possible, like as kind of a surprise and not be as much of a project as people thought he was coming into the draft, we're talking insane defensive, like, acumen and potential here. I don't think people realize how good this defense can be if things fall into place like they're set to fall into place. Listen, I don't think we need to see the Cardinals starters again. I know that I've gone back and forth on this so much, but let me explain my current thoughts. Potential to change later, but as of right now, I don't think the Cardinals need to start again. The Cardinal starters need to start again. I'll explain next. This episode of Locked On Cardinals is brought to you by Yahoo Fantasy. It's the best time of year. NFL kickoff is around the corner. Dude, we made it. Football's here, man. That means fantasy football is here also. Yahoo's turning things up this year with a fantasy football experience like never before. To celebrate 28 years of fantasy football greatness, Yahoo Fantasy is dropping 28 big new features over 28 days throughout August. To kick it off, they just dropped Yahoo Fantasy Guillotine Leagues. This is insane. Okay, I've never played in a league like this. I want to, and I'm going to on Yahoo Fantasy. It's a killer new way to play fantasy football where the lowest scoring team gets eliminated each week until there's one team left standing. One bad week, and you're out of the league. It's insane. With the season around the corner, now is the time to get your league together and give the new mode a try. If you're more into the classics, though, you can still play in the head-to-head private leagues or join a public league. Stay tuned for more killer announcements and start playing Yahoo Fantasy Football now at yahoofantasy.com/LockedOnNFL. Please go to the YouTube channel, search Locked On Arizona Cardinals. Hit that subscribe button, man. This will be the last day you'll see me with this setup. I will have a brand new setup for you tomorrow. So for those that don't know, and I'll only remind people this 2 more weeks, is immediately following the game Saturday night, I will be doing what we call a postcast, a reaction show. I'll be going live for about 15 minutes. Join me then. And then immediately following that, we'll be doing the Cardinal Squad Show for an hour, much more interactive with Jamil Douglas and Ben Garcia and myself. We'll be breaking down the game in more long-form live content. And then you'll still get 5 shows a week from me throughout, per usual. On top of that, I will be adding another way that we can interact starting, week 1 at the latest, where we'll be able to interact more outside of just the show, which should be fun. We're doing it big this year and moving forward. It's buckle up, settle up, partner. Okay. Again, YouTube channel, subscribe. Thank you. 2 different schools of thought. The Cardinals need to play a little bit next week to knock the rust off. Because remember, for those that don't know this, there's a full 2 weeks between the last preseason game and week 1. It's like the Super Bowl. Like, there's a full extra week off. So if the Cardinals don't play next week, that's almost a month, 3 weeks of no football. So 2 different schools of thought. You play them, 2 series, get the cobwebs off, pull them, take 2 weeks. Or they're going to be rusty anyways, so why? And rusty's loosely defined. I mean, they're going to have their first hard practice, the end of August, first week of September, and then we've got football. I don't think that they should play anymore. It's very simple. We've seen it. There's no redeeming quality at this point that's going to shift anything regarding depth chart, momentum, anything like that, especially on the offense, because they're running it back. I don't want to say running it back anymore. I can't wait for week 1 where we don't have to do that. Defensively, as I mentioned in the first segment, it's like, yeah, there's a couple spots, but you kind of know. And it's not the vets. It's the second-year guys. It's the rookies who are going to be playing anyways. So I don't think starting anybody, like this is the last hurdle to get over. Having everything intact going into week 1. And then I'm very candid with you, okay? Very candid with you. If they were playing Buffalo or Cincinnati week 1, I say maybe play week 3 of the preseason. But they're not. If the Cardinals can't go into New Orleans and get a win, just matching up rosters, we've got bigger concerns for this team. And I know it's irrational because it's an NFL team. Like it sounds like I'm just absolutely excrementing on the Saints and their roster. It's not so much that, it's not that. It's more expectation of success for the Cardinals with their current roster, regardless of how much they've played together in the last couple of weeks. You just run the ball 100 times. Defense doesn't get rust. Like they're going to have so many reps in practice and stuff like that. The defense will be ready. The offense will be ready. Giddy up. Put the starters on ice until week 1. We're so close. We're so close. We're so close to finding out. This is it. Like truly, this is it. We will find out what the next 3, 4 years, 5 years of this organization looks like at the end of the 2025 season. It's terrifying and it's awesome, mostly awesome. Just like our relationship here, Locked On Cardinals, your team every day. Remember, without you, there is no me. Reaction show, Saturday night, immediately following the game, live on YouTube. I'll talk to you then.